Hey, everybody, welcome back to the official Wildhearts podcast, Tamer Talk. We've got Randy joining us again today. Finally, it's been a bit since you've been here, Randy. So, my regular co-host, how are you doing, sir? It's been what, over a month since you were last on, I think.
Yeah, it's been a while. I'm doing well, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing well. We've got a big episode to talk about today. We're kind of doing a bit of a deep dive where it's not we don't have like every angle to cover, but we're going to be doing as much as we can for you guys for the Kickstarter that goes live on Tuesday. So I'll jump over here right quick and pull it up for you guys. Make sure you're going follow. I want to just start that off right now. Please go follow this because we use those follow numbers to get like estimates of backers and that sort of thing. So if you're planning on getting in and getting you something, please go follow it, as well as it'll make more sense when we get to like the first 48-hour bonus and things like that. You don't want to miss those updates. Those are gonna be like super important on that the very like launch of the campaign. So pretty important there. But yeah, so we're gonna be doing a bit of a deep dive there. But before that, we got to do a little bit of small talk. Man, I've had so much going on lately. So our past weekend, we had me and my wife had another convention, and it worked really well for us. Like, made a lot of money. That's always good, and it was a super tiny convention. I mean, like the dealer's room, golly, this place was so small. It was like maybe 50 feet wide by like it was like kind of skinny and long. It was like 50 feet by 100 feet. Like, as far as dealers rooms goes, this place was super small. But we didn't have any competition for like the type of stuff we sell, so that worked out really great. I actually ended up getting me the White Ranger's sword to go in my Power Ranger collection there. So finally have that to go with my Dragon Dagger. So I don't normally get myself anything because we go to so many conventions that it's kind of like it's lost its luster for me. Like, oh, we gotta go to the dealer's room, see all the stuff. Yeah, but when you see that same stuff like 10 times a year, like it really starts to lose its excitement. So but yeah, I finally got myself something, so that was cool. And then on a more somber note, something ate our chickens while we were gone. All of
No.
them, all of them. Like they weren't even like big enough to like start laying eggs yet. We'd had them for like a month, and they were like thriving really well, doing great. We had just moved them out to their coop out of like because we had them like in a little like indoor like raising area like with a heated lamp and stuff like that. So we just moved them outside. They'd been out there for about a week, and yeah, the 2 days while we were gone, something had like went through the fence that because we had the coop up against an old fence, and something went through that fence and then proceeded to dig under the wall into the coop and then took all of them out while we were gone. So that was not fun to come home to.
No, that really sucks. Yeah,
Yeah,
my parents had a chicken coop, and then they had a game cam that was like facing it, so you could see it.
yeah,
And then they lost a bunch of chickens, and we got to see raccoons. They're so clever. They like went in and they like peeled back like the mesh so
yeah.
they could get in, and then they would grab the chickens and like pull them through the hole they made.
Oh my
They'd like
gosh.
lure them over and stuff. It was so crazy. I was just like, if I hadn't seen the video, I wouldn't believe they could do it.
Yeah. Dang. That's I had done so much research too into like how to protect them from the wildlife, and none of the things worked. So that was super super annoying. So, uh, but we'll give it another shot. Like we invested all this money into like infrastructure and stuff for to have chickens, so it's like we're not gonna just give up. But it was very annoying, especially because like the family had like bonded and like named a whole bunch of them and stuff like that, and like our first wave of chickens, and then they got wiped out. Like I grew up on a ranch and a farm, so like losing livestock, I'm just like accustomed to. That's why like my family, we never named anything growing up. You just don't name your like farm animals. Like pets is one thing, farm animals is a different story. But chickens are like in that gray area for a lot of people. Like they're both pets and farm livestock. So, but yeah, it was my. I told my daughter today. We didn't tell her yesterday. because more drama. My wife's father, so my father-in-law, is going in for double bypass tomorrow surgery on his heart. So she went to go see him. So I had to go, and it was like super emergency. Like she left while my daughter was in school, didn't even plan to leave, and it was like a boom, boom, boom. Things were happening, and she was gone before she got out of school. So I had to break the news to her after school that mommy's gone for a week. So it's like I'm not doubling down and telling her about the chickens also. So that had to happen today, and she was pretty upset about that. She was more upset about the chickens than her mom leaving for a week.
Yeah,
So
sometimes the the kids being sad about something like that is way worse than the actual event. Like, because if the kids, if your daughter is attached to the chickens the way that like my daughter gets attached to animals, then she's just super sad about those kinds of things, and that
yep,
just makes like me as an adult, kind of like I grew up on a farm kind of too, and like you're more kind of prepared for that. But then when they're super sad about something, it's like it's just you don't even know how to deal with it,
yep,
kind of.
yep, yeah. It's not fun to see your child being upset about something and sad. So it's like I can deal with it, but that's me. But seeing like the thing that I care about being sad about it, no, that's not cool. That's no bueno. But enough about sadness and dead chickens. Uh, Pour one out for Terra Chick. That Guardian's gonna get you every time, buddy. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. Uh, all
Protect
right.
protect your chickens. That's what I'm
Yeah.
hearing.
Yeah. All right. But yeah, so for the most part, you're going to be doing a lot more talking than I am today, because you've gotten the rundown a lot more on what we have going on than I have. So, but I've got graphics and stuff to show you guys for, I think most of it. But yes, you'll just need to follow along because there won't be a graphic for everything. Just kind of keep that in mind. So, but yeah, you can go ahead and kick us off wherever you'd like to start, and I will do my thing in the background.
All right, so as you can see, we're going to be talking a lot about our Series 1 Kickstarter, and what better way to start that off than with the 48-hour promotional bonus. And so you can see some teasers on there. If you back in the first 48 hours, you can get a free heart pack as a thank you, and then a sneak peek at one of um, 4 of the random Series 2 preview cards. And there's going to have exclusive foiling that is unique just to these 48-hour promos. And as you can kind of see, there's 3 of them kind of previewed for what they could be. I'm not going to spoil them any more than that, but if you followed the Series 0 48-hour reward cards in our Discord, in the trading channel, these cards were extremely sought after by the community, and people wanted to trade them, and they realized that maybe all the cards of these that they wanted weren't out there, and so this is definitely something you don't want to miss, because there's this is it. Once these 48-hour bonus, you're gonna have to wait all the way until Series 2 comes out till you can get more. So they are pretty special.
Yeah, seeing everyone in the Discord like asking around, like, "Hey, can you trade me this and that?" And they're like, "I got one copy myself. Like, I didn't get the other 3 48-hour promos. I'm not going to give you my one and only copy, right?" And so it's just like all this back and forth. It's pretty funny. Like from like a staff standpoint, we're like we tried to tell people how important it was to get into that first 48 hours. Because literally you could just do like you could adjust your backing throughout the campaign, right? But just
Oh yeah.
go in, and it doesn't charge you till the campaign is over with. So you can go in and just pick something, so you're just qualified for that first 48-hour bonus, and then like adjust, depending on what you end up wanting the most at by the end of the campaign. So just go in there and at least get you into that pool there and back for something. And yeah, so it's cool seeing a heart pack now. So we get a promo and a heart pack. Like that's awesome. Because I think we talked about it in staff and things like that. But heart packs aren't going to be given out just like so much anymore, right? They're going to be a little bit more prestigious moving forward, that sort of thing. We got other packs now that we can hand out in place. Like before, for a while, we were like, heart packs is what we got. So enjoy while you can, because yeah. they will be, taking a bit of a change there. So, but yeah, having that included, seeing the couple of spoilers there is pretty neat. Like, I don't even know, but like, is the card on the heart pack also one of the promos there included? Do you know? Like that
Uh,
artwork?
should be no, that should be from series. I believe that's from series zero.
I can't
I don't.
remember.
I don't remember.
Uh,
Um, but no, that should just be the heart pack symbol. I believe that card is already out.
hmm, not sure. We'll have to double check on
Sometimes
that.
it is you know, when you are going through forward-looking stuff so much, it's
Yep.
hard to remember exactly what's already out. So apologies.
And it could also be a card that's literally in Series One that hasn't been shown yet as well. So, and
Yeah.
but the 48-hour cards, those are from Series
No,
Two, like it
it
says
is
there.
a revealed card. That is special power.
Oh, it
So
is. Okay. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course. Now that you say that, now I remember. Yes. And but yeah, the other two. I mean, are we gonna get this guy on the left here? We've seen him in so many artworks for so long.
mhm.
So, like, are we actually gonna finally get the creature for that? Is that one of the promos? I really hope so because I love that guy. He's like one of my
Yeah,
favorite cards.
yeah, he
So
is. I cannot wait to see the community's reaction when they see him because he is just so good. They're all good, but
yeah,
he's gonna get reactions. He's just so fun.
yeah. The you have to like the play patterns and things like that change when you implement this guy. So, and yeah, the community's reaction on him every time, I swear, at least like 3 out of 4 reveals is always like, this card's busted, this card's crazy, like that just breaks the whole game. And you're like, you say that all the time. You realize that, right? Not every card can just keep breaking the game over and over, okay? If every card's busted, what does that mean? I don't even know at that point. So yeah. But yeah, first 48-hour bonus, get in there, just get you something back at any tier pledge, preferably not some crazy pledge that you don't anticipate getting. Like, I'm going to back for the 5 grand plan, and then be like, just kidding. Don't get our hopes up like that, okay? But get in there and get you something for sure, though.
Yeah,
All
you can always up it later, and as Chase pointed out, you are not charged until the end of the campaign. So if you back in the first 48 hours, you will lock in your heart pack and your Series 2 preview card, which you're going to want that.
yeah.
As we have seen, you're definitely going to want that.
Yep.
And that is kind of a good way to segue into our heart packs. What's in them? Why would you want one? So, our heart packs are pretty cool. They're going to be 2 alt art foil cards and an alt art foil token. So it's just going to be 3 cards, but they're all going to be alt art and foil. So these packs are really cool for people that are chasing those alternate art cards. And these heart packs are never sold. The only way to get them is through like promotional events. So being able to get one just for backing in the first 48 hours is pretty cool.
Yeah. I actually just did the release today, which by the time everyone sees this will be yesterday, but it's the announcement for the championship or the qualifier, right, for Series Zero. And previously, the heart pack was just a participation prize, but now it's actually been elevated to you actually have to make it at least to the semifinals to get a heart pack. So we're having other packs in place of the heart packs. You're still getting packs. It's just not heart packs anymore for participating. So they have definitely elevated in their prestige because yeah, they contain alt arts that normally you have to buy, a lot of packs for to even get like an illustrator rare. So these give you such a better chance at getting those illustrator rares, that they're very, very coveted in the collector scene. So yeah,
For sure, yeah. I mean, with the alternate being, where 1 in 6 is kind of the general theme. These heart packs is almost like getting the the best card out of 18 packs, right? Like that is what it is. So it's like almost like getting 18 packs in a weird way. If you think about it that way.
yeah, kind of, yeah. All right. Also, like this is a little bit of a tease, but like people might notice, like this is the new pack artwork. So, some changes to how we put packs in paper is actually changing. So it would be really cool. I'm excited for this next step. It's such a like a back end sort of thing. Like people are just gonna throw this stuff away anyway, but like from like the the core team of like making a TCG and getting it out there for people, like the packaging like just keeps getting elevated higher and higher every single Kickstarter that we do. So I feel like we're really moving into a good position with this next wave of booster packs.
Yeah, yeah. We should show them the new packaging looks like because it is really really cool. We're now looking more like what you'd expect your TCG cards to come in. So
Yeah.
yeah, that is the new packaging going forward. We've tested these out internally. They open just like a normal like booster pack you'd expect to do. Not that our old packs were like terrible or anything, but these definitely feel like what you'd expect.
Yeah, this is like basically bridging the gap of like big time, big company TCG booster packs, right? But still staying in our like realm of being an indie TCG and also like are like trying to be as eco-friendly as possible, right? From our wooden badges and pins and things like that. In our paper packs without actually going into like the plastic booster packs that everyone's used to seeing. So having that look of still being that like new professional, like I say professional, but like high end company level booster pack, but still staying like where we want to be. So I really like where we ended up falling with this. Also, yeah, I don't even know what's going on with this dude in the background. I got sent this photo and I was asking questions and I got told, don't worry about it. So I don't even have any
That
information on this.
is that sure is a cute tortu though, huh?
Yeah, it sure is. Only thing I can think of coming from like Digimon, where we had the memory counters and you like moved it around for your like the energy that you had. This gives me that vibe of like maybe it could be a VP tracker. I don't know. This is just totally just a guess though. So, but it is cool though. It is about the right size, I think. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah,
Uh
but kind of going back to the packs, yeah, I mean, being environmentally friendly is such a it's an important thing, but it also creates additional challenges that I don't think you think about until you're trying to do the thing, right? Because like the plastic packs is like the standard thing that people do. Those aren't biodegradable. But then we go to paper packs, but then they were not really fun to open, were they? Like they
yeah.
weren't terrible. They
They,
weren't
they,
like
they're fine.
the
But
normal thing.
yeah.
Now we finally got this, and I feel like this is just so huge. And I really can't wait to see what everyone thinks about it. Um, Also, that pack has um, something on it that I don't think people have seen before. That says Archive Booster Pack, which is pretty cool. You can pull up the new, yeah. So that's what they're gonna look like. Um, so these are basically your way to get Series Zero cards in this next Kickstarter. So Archive Booster Packs is what we're doing going forward. Where if you miss a Kickstarter, you are gonna still be able to get some of the you're gonna be able to get the cards from the previous Kickstarter. But this is an important distinction. So these are gonna come with 9 cards. There's gonna be one familiar of any rarity, 3 common, 2 uncommon, 1 rare or better, and 1 token. What's really cool is they can also be used for draft or sealed with starters. So you'll be able to do kind of that really fun thing where you get your friends together and you do draft or sealed with these packs. However, they are not going to come with foils or alts or alphas. So those are going to be limited to the the Kickstarters that they're from, right? So Series Zero had its uh, booster packs. that had the foils, the alts, and the alphas. Once you miss those, the only way to get those going forward was really like trading with other people to have them, and maybe get them out of a hard pack. But they're pretty
Yep.
much gone.
Yeah. We've talked about it before, like previously, but it's been a while since we talked about archive packs. We did like a little reveal several months ago. But yeah, archive, like, this is a great product for just trying to finish off your collection, right? Or jumping in and just trying to maybe make up for, like, if you're, new to the game and trying to just get, build out your collection a little bit better. Because the odds are actually kind of nicer depending on, where you want to kind of look at it. Getting, like, a guaranteed familiar and things like that. That's really great. And what, it's a guaranteed familiar, field, and token, and then the rest is like the normal rarity stuff. Uh,
Yeah.
so, like, making out, because I think out of even me for Series Zero, I got a single crag. So, like, if you didn't get, certain cards, this is a great product. Moving forward right now for getting Series Zero cards, best time ever. But moving forward, every single series gets added into this archive pack. So
Right.
the cards that you can pull from it grow and grow and grow. So getting the specific cards you need, like later when several series have been added to it, becomes a lot more difficult. But it becomes a fantastic product for sealed and draft and things like that. Like, literally, the further along you go, like, the more fun these packs
Right.
get for that type of thing.
And sealed and draft is the primary purpose for it because, like, what is better than, we get, series 3, series 4, and, there's all these cards in there now, and you get your friends together and you do a draft with it, right? And now you can get like just about any card out of there other than what's coming in series 4. And that's just super fun because it's just totally, and it's a great way to get new people into it as well because they're going to be getting all these new cards that you probably already have if you've been following along in every campaign. So it just is a fun way to really just enjoy the cards and bring people new people into it as well, and finish out sets if you're just missing a few things. But
That actually is a point I actually didn't think of. Like, getting these packs to play with your friends, right? And you're like, well, I've got these cards because, yeah, I've been collecting this whole time, and I've been here for every series. Literally, just, you can give those cards to all the people, like, that you brought in. Like, hey, well, now you can just have these cards. Maybe I'll be like, oh, let me have like one of, this and this and this, like, but you can have everything else because I didn't have these, or something like that. Um, which is really cool. I think it is. I've definitely been in so many, like, smaller TCGs with, like, a smaller community several times, that it's like, oh, a new player, here, have all this bulk that I don't need. This is, like, beyond all the copies that I could ever want to run at once. So you can just have all this and come play with us. So that's what this product, like, definitely gives me vibes of. It was like a fantastic way to get your friends to come in and play with you. And yeah, so archive booster packs now in, like, will be available forever, pretty much moving forward, I think. So
yeah, they'll just get more cards added to them every series that we go, and that's just, and really, there's a lot of reasons for that. I mean, really, because like it helps people who have come in late, and it just adds more variety for the people who are doing it for draft, right? Because there'd be nothing worse than just not doing that for draft, right? Because adding all the series as we go just adds more variety to the cards that can pull and the more dynamic games that can happen.
right. uh I think this was said, I could be wrong, so don't take this as, like, set in stone or anything, but, like, when we move to a new set, not series, but when we go to set 2, there, the archive booster will reset, and there'll be like a set 2 archive booster and a set 1 archive booster that has all the series. So, because that's what we had discussed before. Again, things can change. Don't hold that as, like, set in stone or whatever. So it could just be continue to grow forever and ever and ever and get absolutely crazy massive card pool.
Right, yeah, that's not set in stone. I think what we originally talked about was maybe what, set two, series two, Series one would be the first part. So then in that one you wouldn't, right? Because you just have all of set one essentially in there,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
But then in set two, series two going forward, then that might kind of like reset. But
Right.
again, that would need to be, that's not set in stone. But yeah, that's kind of the initial thought process.
Yep. Oh,
Um, but yeah, so let's talk about the new pack, the other new pack that we have coming, which is the Premier Pack. So these are going to be the Premier Booster Pack is for the series that is on the Kickstarter at that moment. So this one is going to be the Premier Booster Pack for Series 1. Now, there's been a few changes to these. So they're smaller. We are changing them to be 6 cards because we want to eliminate duplicates and waste, right? So basically it's going to be two common, one uncommon, one rare or better, one foil, and one token. So this is gonna like, we know that people want these series premier booster packs to like chase the foils, chase the alts, chase the everything like that. So having a ton of cards in these packs just gives everyone just a ton of extra cards that they just don't
yeah.
really want.
Big time.
And like we have loved how people in the community have been trading the cards and doing that, and that is super cool to see. But we also don't want a lot of feel bads where you open up like 30, 40 booster packs and you just have tons and tons and tons of extra cards that not only you won't use them all, but neither will your friends, and you know. Um, so 6 cards lets us reduce that waste, lets us help do the 1 in 6 kind of like packs is like an alt. So kind of like using that math, um, it'll help you know reduce reduce the extra card waste.
Yeah. I mean, even I only got a single booster bundle of Series Zero, and even I was like, man, I have like a lot of extra cards here that the commons and the uncommons, right? And I was like, and I didn't get my playsets of legendaries. I didn't even get a playset of rares. Um, and so I'm just like, okay, like I'm gonna be keeping opening packs for those cards anyways, for the rares and legendaries. Like that's why you get so many packs. And of course alt arts and foils and things like that. But at the bare minimum, at the lowest level, it's like I just need my playset of rares and legendaries at minimum. So I'm gonna get a lot of booster packs to get those cards. So it's like you're gonna get so many commons and uncommons anyways that having all that extra, it was a just a needless feeling. Um, and I think most people that have played a lot of TCGs and bought a lot of like sealed product, not the secondhand buyers that get off of like TCG Player or whatever, but like people that just crack packs a whole lot often, you see what I mean though. You're like more commons to literally throw in the trash can at locals. I see it all the time. Or in some instances, yeah, give it to the new player that just showed up. But if there is no new player, it's always just like all these cards just thrown in the trash can at locals, and I'm just like, oh, that feels so wasteful. Like, so, but the slots for the rares and stuff remains the same. So if you're from Series Zero, don't worry, we're not reducing the possibility of getting the good stuff. Those stay exactly the same. You still get just as many greatest odds to get that stuff as before. We're just cutting down the chaff in the common uncommon slots.
And I'd say it isn't really like, yeah, I mean,
And I shouldn't use the word chaff either.
yeah, it's not really chaff. It's just that we noticed that people were getting slightly more than they were really happy with of these other cards. And the pool is a little bit smaller, right? In Series 1 we're adding 33 cards. So we don't want people to be getting just a ton of these extra cards that they may not have uses for. Um, I bought 3 booster bundles in Series 0, and ironically enough, um, I didn't get enough cards to like, because like my daughter got into it, now my wife's into it, and then like, so we end up with like, I was a ferocity player and now I'm not because they both want to be ferocity and there's just not enough cards to go around. So I'm just like, all right, I'll play something else.
That's a
But
surprise. Usually ferocity is the one that most players don't want to get into. Just because it's like, ooh, discard my hand. I don't have as many cards to play with anymore. Why would I want to do that? And it's like ferocity takes like a bit of a balancing act to play to get value out of the cards that you have. So that's funny that hearing that even they want to play ferocity.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I mean, it was funny because I had like a ferocity tactics deck, and then my daughter basically like wanted it, and I was like, okay, here you go. And then you know, you played against my wife in the starter deck tournament, right? She was
Yeah.
playing my ferocity then, and she still plays it now. So then she wanted to just kind of stay with that, and I was like looking through the cards, and I was like, well, there's not.
Yep. Yep. Uh, I'm thinking about me and my wife like debating over cards, and thankfully she's pretty like honed in on like special tactics. I don't play a whole lot of specials, so that's good. Um, and then our play styles for tactics is pretty different. So I'm like, oh, thank God. So she's like she plays a lot of tactics cards that I don't play, and so like we're able to split pretty nicely on our stuff because yeah, she backs for her own cards. Like for those that don't know, she literally goes in there and backs the campaign just to get her own stuff to keep it separate from my stuff. Because she doesn't, she's like, no, no, these are my cards. Okay, no, you can keep yours. I'll share with you if I have anything I don't want. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I don't know if people realize that staff actually we back our own Kickstarter to
Yep,
get the cards, so we're not giving them like we are backers, kind of just like you guys.
yep.
Um,
Oh goodness. All right, what else do we got here?
so that is the booster pack fun stuff. Now we also have more fun stuff for the starter decks. So the starter decks going forward. Actually, hang on. Yeah, we'll talk about starter decks, then I'm gonna go into another fun thing. So the starter decks going forward are going to have one random foil familiar in them. And depending on how well the campaign does, that can be increased to maybe Altarts or maybe Fields. You know, it really sky's the limit really there. But with this Kickstarter campaign, we want to, you know, reward people or incentivize people to, we know that you need multiple um, starter decks to get a full playset of some of those cards in there. So here's an extra cool thing we're adding. You know, get a foil Chrism or a foil Evolution or something really cool in there as well.
Yeah,
And
I
then
know a lot of the guys that were like we tried to like put it in a lot of updates and like let people know all the time and they still missed out on that. So like they're all like, "Oh man, I got to go get another starter deck." But now it's actually really cool to get multiple starter decks. So like there's actually like it feels good. Like, "Oh yeah, I don't mind this." Like I played other TCGs where it's like you get a little bonus like, "Oh, a starter deck exclusive card can be a foil," right? And everyone's like, I only need two of these, but you know what? I think I'm going to get four. So, like, I've seen it. I've seen people get like 10 starter decks in games just for chasing those foils. So, like, it's a thing. Trust me. I've seen it, and yeah, which is also good because then they have like extra starter decks to get new people in, which I like.
rare case where procrastinating paid off. This is like the one thing. Like, you know, you can get a really cool starter deck familiar that's foiled. You know, as we saw in the foil Chrism seemed to be a really big hit from the last webcam event. Everyone really loved it.
Big time.
So they definitely look really good. Um, which another new thing we're doing is we are doing blister packs this Kickstarter campaign, and these are really really cool. So there's a blister pack for each style. I'm going to kind of give you an example of what the Might one will look like. So the Might one is going to have, you know, one archive pack, which we saw, one Series 1 Premier pack, and it is going to have one Might Kindle Illustrator Rare card. And this artwork is going to be unique to the blister pack. And what's really cool is if you get, say, all four of the blister packs, and you take those unique Illustrator art cards and you put them together, it'll form a picture.
That's cool. Yeah, I didn't know about that until literally like 2 minutes before we started recording. I was like, oh, okay, because like, and it's an excuse to buy more cards, right? You already are going to buy booster packs. Like, come on, let's be honest. You're already buying booster packs, and then now they're just like, well, you don't have to buy them in a bundle. Instead, you can just buy them in blister packs and get exclusive Illustrator rares dedicated to those blister packs. So, and if you want to get the full set or get doubles in case it's like an ally or a tamer card, right, that you need two of, and you want to get your playset of alt arts, you know, sure, like you're already buying packs, right? So what's the harm of buying more packs? It's just a
Right.
different way to go about adding like more packs, which is you want to do anyway. Let's be honest, everyone wants to add more packs.
Well, yeah, I think they're so cool, right? Because you know you're getting the Illustrator rare for something that you know you want. So now you know how many you need to get minimum. Then you're getting the bonus of these other boosters, which might get you something else you really wanted too. So I think blister packs.
Yep. And
So
do we know um the the cards, are they series one cards in the blister packs like the illustrator rares, or are they like series zero older cards?
they are series one cards.
A
So,
series one Kendoff, no one has told me about this yet.
well, that was what I was. Yeah. So, it exists. You're gonna have to wait for spoilers
And to
for
be
what they
fair,
are.
it's literally on the screen right now, not the illustrator one,
Mhm.
but if you look in the middle of your screen there, there's a little there's a card that's kind of a little bit hidden there, so spoilers.
Also on your screen there, you have my favorite alt art like ever. Like the yellow one is the new style the art director is doing, and it looks amazing when foiled. It's
That
gonna be
Sonic
one.
card there, that
Yeah,
at the bottom. Yeah,
yeah,
it's. I was looking at while you were talking, and I was like, "Oh, so that's the alt art for that card. That's
yeah. It
pretty. That's gonna look amazing in foil."
yeah yeah. It's gonna be that card is gonna be nuts.
Yeah, that
Um,
is a really cool style though. Like that the silhouette with like the different shades of like yellow, basically.
yeah, that's kind of going. The art team is always. I mean, Wildheart, we're always trying to improve, but really the art director always trying to improve upon like what he's been doing, and this just kind of like signature kind of style, I guess, is the best way to describe it. So like for the, like that's a tactics card, and there's the yellow lightning, and it's very like thematic kind of.
Yeah,
Um, you can expect to see that in other styles too, and they're all like just chef's kiss. So something to look forward to.
I feel like we've seen that style before, but I can't put a finger on it. But like it could also be just cards I've known about for a while. But yeah, it's like done in a way that it's just like all different shades of the same color, and there's actually no other color there. So it's a really neat like art style. Like yeah, but that's just something that I'm interested in. Not maybe not everyone else, but I think it is a neat way to do like alt arts and stuff like that.
For sure. All right. So that is the blister pack. Um, I have a feeling like my family's probably gonna end up with a bunch of those, just because like I can't just order like two of one, and then my daughter's gonna be like, "Well, I want that." And then, multiple play sets required.
Yep.
Um, so let's talk about, because of this also means that art prints are coming back for these, and you'll be able to get art prints for these alt arts as well, in case you wanted to put it up on your wall or something. So that'll be pretty cool. I know we definitely have a lot of art print enjoyers that have backed our Kickstarters in the past. So
Yep.
Hopefully you guys enjoy this. Um, all right, so we also have had Tamer challenges in the past, and this is kind of another thing where our Tamer challenge bonus cards are changing. So previously, when you bought a Tamer challenge, you would just get, you know, the Tamer challenge cards that could go in your deck, right? Like fan mail and crowd roar.
Yep.
Going forward into the Series 1 campaign, we're changing how we're doing that. So, because you can't get crowd roar and foil, and you can't get fan mail and foil, and you can't get those fields in foil. And what if you want to have an alt foil deck and you want to use those cards? Well, you can do it. So what we're doing now is we are enabling that by giving you a 4-card booster pack inside these Tamer challenges. And inside that booster pack, you're going to be able to get a an alt art, actually Tamer challenge specific foil inspiration could be in there. Otherwise, there's going to be the Tamer challenges, that cards that you used to be able to see could be in there as well. But they can also be foil, or they could also be alt art and foil. So definitely gives you a reason to get those and to chase some additionally really cool cards that could be in there.
Yeah. I mean, kind of like what we were talking about earlier with the starter set, right? The two-player starter set, how you can get that foil familiar, right? And so like you know, getting an extra copy normally be like, okay, I'm gonna get my extra copy, so I can get my full playset of everything. But then you're like, oh, well, now I get an extra bonus chance at some extra foils, right? Of these cards that I was gonna get in the thing anyway. So it's like it's just a bigger incentive to if you're like rarity chasing and things like that. And you were talking about earlier about procrastination, but this is a change from what we had before, where it's just like the guaranteed, like you buy it and you get one of each, right? And there was like no variance to it. There wasn't anything special you could get, and but you got your set, right? So now doing it this way, we can implement that whole like rarity chasing aspect of it in exchange. So if you were just there for the playset, we did tell you that they were probably going to change. We said it a few times in like old videos and in the old Kickstarter. So like moving forward, we have this new way to like go about it. So if you're into chasing foils and things like that, this will be fantastic for you. So yeah, we're giving something new for everyone that procrastinated on the starter decks, but then changing up how we do tamer challenges. So uh, you know, there's some gives, a little bit of take, but also giving again because we're giving you foils and things like that of cards, which I'm like, dang. Now I kind of wish I had procrastinated on the tamer challenges because I'm like, I've got those cards, but I don't have them in foil. So now
Well,
I'm like, oh, am I gonna get more tamer challenges for and try to go after those foils? I might just have to.
well, those foil inspiration cards, I'm assuming, given everything we've seen about how popular the other ones have been, are going to be highly sought after because, well, in my house, those alt inspiration cards were like super fought over.
Oh
It
yeah.
was like ridiculous.
Yeah, I didn't get one at all. My wife got one, but she got hers from participating in the content creator tournament because that was like a thing given out to those players, and so they ended up being incorporated later on. Uh, but and it's special, so and it's like her style. Like she plays that style every time we play. She's gonna play special, so I will never get to use it. And I'm like, all right, I gotta find me a way. I did trade for one like foil, like the basic inspiration, like the silhouette of
Oh,
the person standing there. Like I got to foil one of those, but like the majority of that card's like black, so it's not like super shiny, but it's a little special. But it's not as special as those ones. Those watercolor ones are amazing. So I'm guessing that these that are going to be included that are dedicated that you can only get in the Tamer challenges are going to be really yeah, like you said, they're going to be really coveted for sure because I don't know what it is, something about having tokens and like inspirations, that sort of thing. Those foils and those alt arts went over probably better than the alphas did. Like crazy
Yeah,
as crazy as that is.
yeah, which is really surprising because you'd think, both the inspiration and the alphas, they're always out, right?
Yeah.
But there's just something about having that like inspiration card that is the style of like the deck that you're doing
Yep.
that just adds this level of like, oh, this is just so cool.
Yep.
Um,
Really showing off like your dedication to like a certain style.
yeah, like I pulled the ferocity one out of a hard pack, which was like the main style that I played. So I was like super excited. My daughter uses it now.
Yeah, I was like, the you mean the style you used to play?
And then I got retired. Uh,
Goodness. Oh man. All right.
so that leads us into the next thing, which is the coloring book and the lore book are returning for this Kickstarter campaign. Um, I know previously that was, especially the coloring book, has been a huge hit here, and like the lore book actually has so many spoilers in it. It's actually amazing. Like it is
Yep.
so full of knowledge. Um, definitely get it. Wildhearts has tons of lore, and as we're getting into these tournaments and everything too, everything that we do in Wildhearts is thematically. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to. Can you zoom in on that?
Let's see.
You can
I
see
can.
his hardcover
Yeah,
lore book in the
it's
background there.
yeah. So the lore book is on the bottom, and then the coloring book is actually the illusion that's on at the top there. It's the coloring book. So very cool stuff. And some other cards that are super blurry, which is a good thing because some of them, one of them in particular, is a card that I can't really show. I did like tease it one day in the Discord, but I had to like draw a line through the text of the card so no one could see what it was.
You're one of two.
One of
Like
two, yeah.
one of two.
For
Okay.
the content create was it was maybe the starter deck tournament. I think it was
Starter
the
deck
starter.
tournament.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good stuff.
Yeah. But no, the everything that we do in Wild Hearts for like from our tournaments to like almost everything has a lore book tie-in. So when we're doing these challenges in the Roost, the Roost is a place in Tetrum, and it is in the lore book, and you can go read about it and learn about it, and you can read about how the Infernanders do stuff around there, and it's really very cool. And as we keep doing more tournaments, they're going to tie into more and more locations around Tetrum, and it's going to explain actually how our tournament system even works. That's in the lore book as well.
Yep.
So it's the team. The team has done a really good job with it.
I was trying to see if I had an image of the map. I had an image of the map for a while. Um, to like zoom in on it. I actually do have that
That
exact
one,
picture though.
the
Like
one
I can
part
zoom
that
in
you
a
want
little
is just
bit.
the big blown up map of Tetrum.
Yeah,
Be really cool. I'm a huge like map enjoyer, so
right. And this map is really cool too. Like I've built maps for like Dungeons and Dragons and stuff, like using map building makers and stuff like that. And like this one's so colorful and vibrant. And then yeah, it's a little bit it's hidden there, but at the bottom of that page, it actually has all the locations like listed. Like this is a real place, and literally the creatures that are here that we use in the game are like there it's like listed out their zones and stuff that they're a part of and like where you can find them on the continent of Tetrom and things like that. So like the the balance of like running a card game, just running just like across our pool, right? Because Academy is also is in there, and like tying into the lore and into like the balance and balancing a card game, and then also like developing an entire lore, and then like sticking to that lore for certain creatures, and like it's like, well, we can't do certain things because like it doesn't follow the lore. Uh, that's a balancing act. Like, kudos to the development team because that's a lot to juggle all at once to keep in mind when making some of these cards.
yeah, I think it's really neat because like the dev team to some extent almost did what like um, Tolkien did, right? So he built his world before he made the Lord of the Rings story, right?
Right.
And that's really what the dev team did from the ground up. They built the world and then they put everything in it. So the card game is in there, the board game is in there, the RPG is like it all
Yeah.
fits in there really well. Because once you build the world, then everything else has its place. And I think that's a really neat approach.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very cool. The lore book is awesome. Like if you're really like into Wild Hearts, like it is a fantastic addition to like just a quick add-on of your campaign. And yeah, the spoilers for like the creatures and stuff, like it's there on the screen. Like you see the Shadoon in the ceiling, but like there's a lot of other creatures in that book that don't come out for like till series 4. But they're in the book and you can get like a general gist of like how they are, as creatures, and then kind of like formulate ideas of how they would be in the TCG. So it's a really neat uh, item, the lore book.
For sure. So that leaves us with kind of possible stretch goals for the Kickstarter campaign. So the first one does have a picture. Those are going to be these really cool pins that can be a stretch goal for if the campaign does very well. Style pins, I think look really neat. Um, Kind of saw some other stuff with various creatures as well, but these pins are could be possible stretch goals. Um, Definitely something that is a really good, like kind of like the inspirations, right? Is a really good way to show yeah, they're made of wood, they're very environmentally friendly, and a good way to show like what your favorite style is. So,
Also the backing was like a heart, really. Like
the heart,
this
yes,
is so perfect.
all the little details.
Yep. And this is the one from the Roost event. So everyone that participated in that was able to get a pin. That played in the digital one. I can't remember. But yeah, these were for everyone that participated. So more pins that we get to add.
More pins. Hopefully, you like pins. We love pins, so there's gonna be more pins.
I like another side tangent here, but like whenever I go to events, I always have a backpack that I put like my deck in and stuff like that. And I like to get like lanyards and stuff like that for past events I've gone to and like hang those on there. And then like any other kind of memorabilia for like the game I'm playing. So like being able to have all these pins and I can like stick pins all over my backpack that's like I dedicate to all my Wild Hearts cards. Um, yeah, I'm like, yes, all right. I might not have lanyards, but I've got pins.
Mm-hmm. For sure. And and pins are so you can put them in things or on things, or they're just nice.
Yep.
Um, Speaking of wood and environmentally friendly, that also leads us into another possible stretch goal, which we don't have pictured here, but it's going to be premium tokens. So, oh, we do have those.
Yep.
Okay, good for you. Um, Premium tokens made out of wood. I didn't think we had those. I thought we didn't have those. My apologies.
I literally
Um,
that was another one of those things that like got sent to me like minutes before we started recording.
oh yeah, okay. So yeah, so if you've played multiplayer, you know that you need multiple tokens. One of the tokens for multiplayer is going to be, used to give you plus power if you pass second. If you're in a four-player game, the last token is going to give you the ability to give something block. These are represented. Now you don't have to do what I do is use like the standard token and coins. So these are really really cool. They're made of wood. Um, I've I've seen those in person. They're very very nice. So definitely something that'd be very cool to be able to add to be able to get if we reach a stretch goal.
Yeah, these would be really cool. And like I know I would like use them for other things like okay, like I got my first player token, right, for initiative there that I could use. Like score trackers like I was talking about earlier with that Tortu that we saw, right? Like being able to use these for like other things like if you're not playing a multiplayer game, right, and you're like okay, well what else can I use them for? I want to use them in other aspects like oh I can use them to track my VP, like on the play mat, things like that. So
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if you're just playing a two-player game, that's perfect for tracking DP. You have one of those, and someone else has the other one, and you have your normal initiative token.
yep,
So, and then the last stretch goal that I'm going to talk about right now is the possibility of sleeves, Wild Hearts themed sleeves, and these are um, like I like themed sleeves with everything. So like I actually went and got my own custom ones made. Well, actually for somebody got them for me for Christmas, but it's the Breezolf, that just got revealed is on the back, and that's
nice.
the sleeve. Um, but these are going to be, officially sanctioned, Wild Heart sleeves. Probably going to have like either like the card back or maybe the judge's deck or something like that. And it'd be really very cool um, to be able to put your cards in there. And then it's not like, I don't know if anyone in your family is like this, but if you have like Magic or Pokemon sleeves and like you just want sleeves for your cards and you want to put Wild Hearts cards in there, they don't use those. They're like, nope, we're not mixing that. So
Oh
this is
yeah,
a really good way to have everything be
that's
same
fair.
same.
I do
So
use like Dragon Shield like basic colors for a lot of stuff, but like when I get into like a certain deck that I really like I literally have one here for a different game I play. Well, I thought I did. Where'd it go? And yeah, so I'll have like my special sleeve, and then I'll put like an over sleeve over the top of that, so like it'll stay protected and stuff like that. Because sometimes, like this one in here is like not well made, so like I have a lot of over sleeves as it is because like sometimes the fancy ones you get don't shuffle real well, or they can wear out super fast, like super fast. So I just get some generic over sleeves. So, but yeah, when I get like really into a deck, I'm like, I've got to have like sleeves dedicated for this deck because like that's how like super into it I am. So having that available will be really cool.
that is, yeah, one of my new favorite discoveries is actually perfect fit sleeves. I just love them. Like they go on the card, and then you can put that card with the perfect fit sleeve and like anything else, any other sleeve. And you just like then when you're changing your deck, right? You just pull out the perfect fit sleeve with the card in it, and you don't have to worry about your cards getting dinged or damaged because like I'm kind of clumsy sometimes when I grab cards and I damage them. So
Do you
this
like
way,
perfect fit sleeve your entire collection?
yeah, yeah,
Oh,
you can buy like 1,000 of them on Amazon for like $7. So
oh wow, okay,
like this is
dang.
amazing.
Yeah, I didn't realize they were that cheap. When I think of sleeves, I think of like, oh, what is it like $15 for 100? And I'm like, oh, an entire collection. Wild Hearts is small at least, so like every series and stuff like that. It's like even with play sets, it's not too bad. So I could definitely see myself sleeving up every card. I think Chris might. I think Chris does he sleeve up his entire collection?
He does, and I don't know, he uses they're like they're like the better version of what I use. So he's got their like they're not quite perfect sleeves, but they're like thicker and they're harder than their clear sleeves. They're
Mm.
like premium clear sleeves, and they are fantastic. And I need to get them, but I just haven't bothered getting them yet.
I have my Wild Hearts cards that I like take places and like teach people, but they're like literally in my Wild Hearts backpack I was just talking about. Not an actual Wild Hearts backpack. I'll just throw that out there for everybody. That would be cool, but it's no the backpack that I have dedicated for Wild Heart stuff. But yeah, I use clear sleeves for those because I like to show off the back of the card, right? And like as the brand manager for Wild Hearts, I've got to like shove Wild Hearts in people's face. Like, hey, even when your card's face down, you're still thinking about Wild Hearts.
Yeah, yeah, it is nice when you don't have, and that's kind of like just circling back to like even why we're doing the smaller premier boosters, right? You just want to have a ton of cards you have to like sleeve and I mean you do, but you don't. You don't want to have that waste.
Yep.
Um, Last thing I have on my agenda is I just really want to like any ambassadors are watching this. Um, Kudos, where our ambassador program is kicked off and looks like it's going really well. And there's definitely a bunch of videos you can watch in the Wild Hearts content creator channel.
The media channel.
Wild Hearts media channel. Sorry.
Yeah.
Um, And if you know anyone that wants to be an ambassador for Wildhearts and is a content creator, please have them reach out to me on Discord, and I'll be more than happy to teach them the game and go through what a program is and see if it's a good fit for them.
Yeah, definitely. Like literally today, we had a new ambassador that showed that had a reveal, and like it was the first time I've ever seen Wild Hearts content from them, and they knocked it out of the park. It was great. So that's like this person's been playing a while, haven't they? And but they just learned from you. So
Oh,
apparently, if you
no.
want to learn the game pretty well, learn from Randy.
You can even be in Ireland because that's where they're from. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine like that scheduling to like teach them like time wise, but
Yeah, it was like, what was it? It was my morning and their evening. It was a pretty big time gap.
dang, yeah. But all right, so let's finish this off. We had a couple reveals that have come out since the last Tamer talk. So I want to like jump through those right quick. We've done a lot of like discussion and stuff in the Discord about these cards. We've had reveal videos for them. Sometimes just YouTube shorts, so it's like not a whole lot of like deep dive or anything like that. But considering this video is already an hour long before even starting this, we'll kind of be a little bit brief on some of these. First, we got Sonic Boom, which I'm pretty excited about. It's a 2-cost Tamer card for tactics. It is a skill card, and it has speed, ignoring, block, shuffle an opposing ally into their owner's deck. If they were 2 or less cost, you may unexhaust one resource. So keep in mind that you can't. This is still a 2-cost card. Yes, you get a resource back, but you have to have 2 resources open. And I think a lot of people don't really think of that. They're like, oh, it's like a 1 cost to do this. And it's like, yes, but no. You can't be like, okay, round 1 or round 2, I'm gonna like wait to play this and like be really sneaky about like bam, like they don't see it coming, and then I pass my turn. It's like, well, you can't wait too long because you still have to have resources available to play the card, right? And that's how I play tactics. I'm very much a like be on the back foot waiting and seeing what they're going to do and then react to it, because like tactics has a lot of like really great interaction stuff, but usually it's, it might not be as powerful as other styles in what it's doing, and it's got like multiple different options that you could utilize here. So you really got to make your choices count. And I've actually seen a lot of people like steering clear. It's, I think, the most unused or unplayed style currently, which is crazy for me because I use it every single time. Like every single game, I'm like, okay, I'm playing tactics, and what do I want to play with tactics, right? And so that's wild for me to hear that people it's the least played among other players. But yeah, you got to make these cards like this count. So you don't want to like just shotgun them out like immediately, because then that just allows your opponent to be like, okay, well, I know, okay, so I need to like make up for that loss, right? That guy's gone, so I need to like put something else there. So definitely an interesting one, and that speed is kind of uncommon with tactics a little bit. We don't see a ton of speed like we do with the state special. Um, so it's definitely kind of something that you don't see a whole lot. So being able to like play this, get that resource back, and then use that resource you just got back to play something else, and that resource could also have a support effect, so you could immediately use it a second time. Like, I like the flexibility that this card brings.
Yeah, for sure. It is funny that, to your point, that Tactics is the most least played. Well, also, according to our Discord, the most broken of the styles. Like every card revealed for Tactics is broken,
Yep.
but yet no one plays it. So, um, yeah, this card is really good. I think, along with uh, Hidden Powers,
Yep.
which is the one that you can ignoring Guardian kill the highest or KO the highest powered ally.
Right.
It's just a different tool for a different need, right? So this is going to get rid of, if someone's playing Might Special and they played that Tidalo and immediately gave them block with
The Gelsonate.
Gelsonate,
Yep.
this might be the card that you want because now it's going through that block and it's getting to that really high power Guardian that's mucking up all your plans. But
Yep.
also, to your point, it takes 2 resources to play it. you probably, even if you get one back, is it really worth it to get rid of like a Terrachik? I mean, maybe it is, but maybe it's not. Maybe there's a better tool. So,
Yep. Yeah, I mean, and talking about like hidden powers, right? Hidden power is what that gives you a move, and then you get to knock out something. So,
mhm.
you can get even more value out of a different card. And the thing that I find that hilarious that people were like, "Oh yeah, Sonic Boom is so crazy, it's so broken." I'm like, hidden powers have been in the game forever since the beginning, and no one uses it.
Yep.
So, and it's like, and it basically does the same thing this does, except for you don't get the resource back, but you get a movement out of it, and like for me,
But
movement
also,
is super powerful in this game. So,
you also don't have speed. And speed is like one of those things like it's really easy. A lot of the really good cards have speed, right? Like you have Sonic Boom has speed, Skyer has speed, um, Hidden Reprieve has speed in Tactics, right? Like all these have speed. And if you put all of them in your deck, and then you also say run special, and then also now your whole deck is full of
okay.
speed, and then you just have no way to slow down, and then just
Yep.
having
Which, hey, maybe that's what you want. I know some players they like to play ahead, right? Because they want to always pass first. They always want to have that initiative for that bonus card. They want to be able to, protect their stuff, right? It's like, well, I want to go before my opponent so I can like put down a guardian or something like that. Um, So, maybe speed is your play style. For me, it's not. I'm definitely one of those like, how long can I stall out until my opponent is out of resources and then I can make my move? So, very different play styles.
yeah. I mean, speed is like the whole "I will never be decreed." It's the net "I will never be
Yep.
decreed" strategy because no one will get to do anything. But yeah, there's a balance there, right? Because like the really slow play, like you could get decreed, and if you do the whole speed play, well then your opponent just gets to play behind you, and what have you gained? So
Yep. And yeah, and sometimes it's a balance, right? You have such a powerful card, you give it speed to kind of, balance it back a little bit on its usefulness. Its usefulness is
right.
still the same. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but
Well, it's probably like okay. So think of it this way, right? So you play hat first, right? And then you get rid of something that's 2 costs or less. Say you use it on a Tortu. It only costs one. You get your one resource back, but it had speed. So you still have to go again. So it's still costing you something, and it's preventing you from just doing the thing where you play the hat and then you just send back someone's Tortu for nothing, right? Like
yeah,
that's not great.
right. You still have to do something else. You have to have that follow up, which can be good, especially if you're getting that support back off of gaining that unexhausted resource, like to be able to use it again immediately. Like
Yeah, I mean
it's
it's
good.
not
It's
like a
got its good and
terrible
it's
play.
bad. Yeah. Great. Okay. Cool. So no one's gonna see that. But now I have to comb through at an hour and 8 minutes into this video. I gotta go edit something out that I wasn't supposed to show yet. So
Might want to
cool.
mark that on your video really quick.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
I, for
Next
one, am
up.
super excited about this card.
All right. Yes. So we got a 2 cost ally ferocity card, 4 power. It's tame. It's magic. So I've been like really harping on magic here recently, ever since we had the B revealed. So especially in ferocity. Uh, so more magic cards to go with that guy. But Guardian on a 2 cost. And then debut, discard a card from your hand to reset a creature in this field, then draw a card. So a lot of things happening, right? A lot of ferocity synergies here. Discard, draw. So your Infernanders, your Sylphunks, they're gonna love interactions like this. And then resetting a creature. We've seen reset spell really start to get really popular recently. Shaper magic ever since like 2 tournaments ago has gotten really popular. Being able to reset creatures is definitely starting to see a lot more value. And then something that maybe not a lot of people have been like catching up to just yet, but we've been revealing a lot more 2 cost guardians because there's been so much like uh, it gets around stuff like avoiding rapture, all right? So they can't just keep eating your guardians, and then they're just like, okay, well now I can actually like do what I want to your creatures that were protected. So a 2 cost guardian is actually a little bit more difficult to get off the board than say a 1 cost guardian.
Oh, for sure. And this has some insane synergy with, say, Infernando, like you were talking about, but like, Infernando's wild. This is tame. It's a two-cost Guardian. It's going to discard and draw, so you're going to get the ongoing from the Infernander. But also, it's going to protect your Infernander from, well, both Raptures now,
Both
right?
raptures, yeah.
Because you're not going to get hit with three-cost one anymore, because this can't get rid of that, can't get through. And you don't have to worry about losing your one-cost Guardian to, if they're familiar was the Rapture. So I think
Yep.
that these two cost Guardians are going to be really, really huge for keeping, things that you really want to keep on the board on the board.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. So, very cool. Also, very, very pretty artwork. I really like the Lunath design. All right. Next up. Oh, here we go. I know someone's excited about this. If you've been in the Discord for any length of time, you know that Randy really likes the Breezel. Uh, basically, this is your Kindle that for me, right? Because of
Right.
like
Yeah.
that is yeah your baby here.
This was my original profile picture. My new one is actually well, it might be the alt art of it.
Some sort of
Yeah, some sort
different
of picture
artwork.
of it. Yeah,
It could
different
be
artwork.
it could be the Breezolf in like a Tamer card.
Yeah,
It could be
there's
all kinds of things,
there's
but
not really a whole lot
it's
you can see,
definitely
but
it's a different artwork of a Breezolf for sure.
yes.
All right, two cost ally, four power, tame, guardian. Really feel like we're repeating a little bit here. But then debut, you may return a friendly familiar to your bench, then deploy a friendly familiar. So this was in question of the day today, actually, and like people are like, I don't really know, like they're not too sure, but I think they're not really seeing it. They're also again, it's a tactics card, the least played style, so people don't realize like actually like how crazy this is. I think, uh, for one, it's like a redeploy card on something not special. So like that's nice for me because I like I said, special is probably my least played style. So having a redeploy on a tactics card for me, oh my gosh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. But also the fact that it's like return a familiar and then deploy out a familiar. Uh, so much can happen with that. You can like say your familiar got KO'd and it's sitting on the bench, so you're gonna pull in your other familiar and then redeploy out that one. Or if you just want to like pull one in, it's like, oh, this field is inactive. I'm gonna play my Breezolf to bring it back and then redeploy it. Right. And
Right.
remember,
Just so
guys, when you deploy, you re-trigger your debut effects.
yes.
So that is important. You can re-debut a familiar in the middle of a round.
So just to make Tornado stocks go up just a little bit, this is kind of how I'm envisioning using it in my Vesper and Tornado deck, right? So you send my Vesperoon back, I play Breezolf, I return my Tornado, right? I return Vesperoon to the field, then I discard a card out of my hand and I return Tornado to the field as well. And both are back now.
Gosh,
Super huge.
so powerful, so good. Yeah, like I never even thought of that, but that was like it's like how else can I use this? There's some other stuff coming out that's redacted. Can't tell you about those cards. But as cards that exist currently, yeah, that's fantastic. Like synergies that you can do there. And again, we're talking two cost guardian, so we're seeing that value here again. We're not going to like beat a dead horse on that one, but you know you saw that from the Lunat there, and you get the same value here in the Breezolf, and that debut is just so strong. Not even just like a movement. It's not like I'm moving a familiar to a different field. No, it's like so much better than that, and I feel like that's all people see it as. They're like, oh, it just moves a familiar. Like, there's plenty of cards that do that. Not like
It's
this.
What's crazy is it doesn't say it needs to be put to the field that the Breezolf is in. It's not like so we already have a one cost special card, um, the fox, the
Siltsune.
Silsine. But all right, so you send back someone's familiar to the bench, and then they play the Silsine on that field. But if there's already three things there, then you run into that issue, right? Or what if there's a Crag, and you can't put the Silsine there, but you really want your familiar back there? So there's limitations. Where this is just like put the breeze off anywhere, return a familiar to your bench, and then redeploy a familiar to really anywhere you want. And it doesn't have to be the field the breeze elf's in, and it lets you have tons of tactical choices.
Yeah, it's almost like it's a tactics card. The
Almost.
again, the flexibility with tactics cards is what I like about them the most. But yeah, it's like okay, you have a one cost special card that lets me redeploy a familiar, but for an extra cost, which for some people they don't like that higher cost cards. You know who you are. Um, Being able to have like the flexibility here of like doing other things is what I really like. Like so such a cool card, and also gorgeous, like gorgeous artwork. I love the Breezolf. So plenty more to come with this guy in the future, like just the creature in general. So really excited. Any more other quick thoughts? Because I'm sure you've thought so many things with this guy. I'm sure you've played with him so many times in testing over the course of time.
No, I just love how imposing they made him in this picture. He just looks so good.
Yeah, yeah. Like this guy gives me alpha vibes, and he's just an ally. So,
Right.
all right, and we have one more here to finish things off, and that is Snydro. This is a familiar for might, 4 power, which I know for might is a little low. But it's there's a reason. Okay, we got to put some sort of governor on this guy because he's pretty crazy. He's wild. He's aquatic. He's elusive. You gotta be careful of that wild. Things like rapture exist, but it's in might, so they have access to the things that keep him protected and alive. Aquatic, so plays with what the swamp, right? Where only ongoings of aquatics work. So you can actually get some good value out of that field. More aquatics is really nice to see, and then ongoing. When Snydro moves or swaps with a friendly creature, you may KO an ally in their field with equal or less power.
Speaking of Tornado stocks, you know what card swaps?
Yeah. Oh man. So this is might. So, right off the gate, we can increase his power through multiple ways. You can play strength training on him. You can support strength training with him. You can giant growth with him, like to get his power up pretty fast in might. So every time he's moving and swapping, now he's really hitting some stuff. It's only allies, so kind of rein in some expectations on that like beginning of the game like craziness that you can do.
It,
Um,
it used to not be allies, and that was ridiculous. That was the most unfun. Oh man, that was so not fun. You just like all your familiars were gone all the time. They were just on your bench. It
yeah,
was just
I could imagine. Now there was a rule change or a rule clarification that we made back in Series Zero. It did not exist in Foundations, but it does now, and that is during the deploy familiar stage. If there is a familiar on your bench, you continue to deploy until there is no familiars, because there was an interaction that I actually was kept messing with because I got Vesperoon in my Foundations like way back a year ago, and so Skyer and then playing Vesperoon to like send my opponents freshly played familiar back to their bench in the middle of deployment. It was like that feels a little good. And so yeah, we had to clarify that you continue to deploy until there's none left. So you couldn't just hit them like that because it was like super crazy. So like something like that with Snydro here. You're not gonna have that because it's ally, but like the just in case anyone had crazy ideas like that, like you got to be kind of careful. But man, there's a lot of familiars. Just talking familiars that combo great with Snydro. You Tornado, like you were saying, Badu, when a creature is played to his field, it gets shunted basically over into an adjacent field. So that's great for Snydro. Something like, um, oh my gosh, Skyson. I was like Sky Buffalo. Nope, that's not right. Yeah, Skyson getting played with Snydro here. So there's lots of good things, good familiars out there that are gonna combo great with Snydro, and then plenty of other movement cards, right? I mean, we already talked about earlier what the hidden powers. Does that work on it? You can move familiars with that one, right? Or does that take
Yeah,
flight?
move a friendly creature to
Okay,
KO,
and
bypassing target on the ally with the
right.
highest problem.
And then like take flight, self amulet support. Like there's lots of different stuff that can work really well with this guy. So triggering this ongoing is not too difficult. And then again, being in might, you can get his power up uh, relatively quickly.
Which is very unfortunate for all of the new 4 power guardians we just revealed because he
Yeah,
comes in at 4.
yeah. We're like,
But
oh yeah, they dodged the old rapture. Oh
there's a new
no.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely expect this guy to get used a good amount. He is a rare, so he will be a little bit more difficult to get than other cards. So um, there was a few rares that I only pulled a single copy of out of my booster bundle. So I know going into Series One, I got to get more. I did not get enough. Well, sorry, I got 3 booster bundles. It was the equivalent of a booster box. So
Oh
like,
yeah, that's what I
yeah,
did.
out of that, I only pulled a single copy of a couple rares. For the most part, I got my play sets, but there was a couple I only got one of. So like, there is a chance that you might not pull this guy out of a single like triple bundle box. So
Yeah, I
and
definitely got lucky with some of my alts that would like fix, what I was missing
yeah,
essentially. Like that happened a couple times where I pull like one like legendary and then I pull the alt of that legendary like later and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I actually got the playset because otherwise you wouldn't have it."
yep. And that's the importance of those stretch goals. I didn't see the value out of it in the original campaign. I know I'm the brand manager, but it's beside the point. I was like, you get equal chances of pulling cards. Like, I don't know if I can really like value that right tangibly. And then when I was actually opening packs, I was like, oh no, this is wonderful. Like having equal chance to being able to pull a rare and like legendaries and stuff like that in like for like your foil slots, being able because literally summoning, I pulled a single copy of summoning and then I pulled the foil version. I was like, oh, thank gosh. So having that like equal chance of being able to pull those like different rarities or higher rarities, the same as a common, right, in your foil slot or alternate art slot. Stretch goals, man, stretch goals are pretty nice. So definitely keep your eye on that when you're
And
looking
those
at
boosted
backing.
and those boosted booster pack stretch goals may come back as well. Um,
Yeah.
it's
Hope
just hard,
I hope so because yeah, again, I didn't see the value until now, so I'm like, please bring those back because those were wonderful.
So, just really, there'll be definitely be more coming very soon about more details with the campaign and everything. So definitely stay tuned for that.
Yeah, and so we'll do like a breakdown video later on when we actually get like the tiers and things like that. We'll have like a tier breakdown video, so everyone's like informed and can make the best decision with the most information possible that we can give you. Which would be really nice because I would like to know some of these details because I I miss a lot of these meetings where y'all are like, oh yeah, we're discussing this and this and this, and I'm like, man, I wish I knew all the info and the cool stuff. Not 2 minutes before Tamer talk. Hey, by the way,
Oh, you do good at improv.
I try.
Um, then, if you stuck around this long, one last thing I want to plug is we got the tournament coming up on May 16th. You should join that. It's super cool. It'll be webcam. It's not like Roost specific. You can build your own deck, bring your own deck. The rewards for it are crazy. They're like really, really good. Um, so do that. You don't want to miss some of those rewards.
Yeah. Oh, I wish I could compete. Like I really want a jumbo Kendolph so bad. The semifinals and finalists get jumbo versions of the familiars they play. So Like that's so
It's a
cool.
yes. You should compete so Chase and I can vicariously live through your wins because
Yep.
we can't compete.
Yep. Yeah. I'll be there. I'll be there commentating. So for if you're wanting to watch something between your rounds, you can always come over to the and watch me pick apart some of these players because sometimes I don't know what they're doing. I will say they surprise me sometimes. Like sometimes, like what are they doing? And then they like complete their thought like a few actions later, and I'm like, oh, okay, that was actually pretty clever. Not always though. So if you wanna see some real colorful commentary, sometimes come stop by. All right. But with that, I think we'll go ahead and close out here. This is our longest podcast ever, so it was a lot of information. Um,
Yes.
but yeah, with that, we'll go ahead and end it here. And the next podcast we will have be a week into the campaign, so be on the lookout for announcements because we're dropping info left, right, here and there, all over the place, constantly right now. So be stay in the loop, and we'll see you in the next one.